sacrifice now. Tell me what you think about equal rights for all, everywhere. Say what you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love. Why all the segregation, all are but one nation. Oh, let us unite as one. Let us unite as one. Tell me what you know about love. Tell me what you know about hate that keeps us separated. Tell me what you think about equal rights for all, in every way. Say what you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love. Why all the segregation? We all are but one nation. Oh, let us unite as one. Let us unite as one. Oh, love. So many can testify. Love, oh, love. But you still can't satisfy. You keep on praying. You wish that day would come when there'll be equal rights and justice for every man. Say what you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love. Why all the segregation? We all are but one nation. Oh, let us unite as one. Let us unite. What you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love. Why all the segregation? All are but one nation. Oh, let us unite as one. Let us unite as one. Tell me what you think about justice, brother man. Oh, tell me what you know about love. Oh, yo, 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 yo. I'm wait. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Oh, yo, 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 yo. I'm wait. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Tell me what you think about Marcus. Tell me what you think about Christ. Made their sacrifice now. Tell me what you think about equal rights for all, everywhere. Say what you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love. Why all the segregation? All are but one nation. Oh, let us unite as one. Let us unite as one. Tell me what you know about love. Tell me what you know about hate that keeps us separated. Tell me what you think about equal rights for all, in every way. Say what you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love. Why all the segregation? We all
Pleasant good morning to everyone out there in the listening audience, both local, regional, and the wider diaspora. Welcome to another featured program of Policing with You. Today we're going to have something a little different. We do not have any guests here today. It's just myself representing the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force and you, the listening public. The High Command have taken the opportunity today to reach out to the general public and soliciting their feedback in terms of good and challenges that the general public see that the police force is facing. So we want to hear your feedback as to the good comments, and I want to hear your feedback as to the things that we can do to make serving you, the general public, better. In light of a lot of things that have happened in the past, we've had COVID and things of that nature, and the officers have been out there, both soldiers, customs, police officers, security guards, and other legal law enforcement agencies have been out there working hard on the front line to ensure the safety of the general public, both in St. Kitts and Nevis. So what I want today is for you to keep your comments respectful. I want to keep your comments as short as you could. We don't want to talk too long. We want to give an opportunity for everyone to call in, and in the interim I will be giving some security tips. So GQ, over to you.
All right, the number to call is 465-2555. Let's take our first call for this morning. You're live and lively. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, GQ.
Good morning, Culture.
Yeah, and good morning, Mr. Officer.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, welcome, man. I'm so glad that you changed the style of the program today. Now, we all know there are loopholes in the police station and also the prison. Well, my question is, why are these loopholes still open? That when someone is on the bench, that person can get up and run away? And then over in the prison, when someone is in the prison, they don't open the gate and come out, but they escape through these loopholes. Why are these loopholes still exist? That's my question. I listen up here. Thank you very much.
Okay, the caller made a good point. My response to your question would be that all law enforcement agencies and private entities, they carry out training of their staff, and there are best practices that need to take place. Now we are dealing with a human element here. We'd have to execute all the things that they were taught during training, all the things that they saw, they would see, and everything that other senior persons would do and they would have to pattern off of. So we deal with a human element, and the sad thing is that even with computers, wrong things happen at some point. So yes, when things like these, whatever the situation you're mentioning, both in the law enforcement and also in other private entities, but predominantly we're talking about police and law enforcement here today. When these things happen, we look and see how we can better approach the situation and give individuals training and maybe sanction persons so others could see that we're taking these things seriously. So I know for a fact that training is a constant thing, and I know for a fact that individuals would be sanctioned where appropriately, but we're dealing with a human element, and even in the first world countries, these challenges happen as well. So it happens in St. Kitts, it happens in Nevis, it happens in the smaller countries as well. But we do not welcome these problems, but when these things do happen, we see them as a learning experience, and we try to maximize for it not to happen again and conduct more training. Thank you.
All right, 465-2555. That's 2555. We're ready for our next call. In the meantime, you can share some tips, Superintendent.
Yes, let me pull up some tips here. Tips are getting a while to pull up, but off the top of my head, what I would like to say is that to the general public is that we know for a fact that it is important for persons to secure their premises. Ultimately, what we need the general public to do, is harden their target. So for instance, you go out to work and you're gonna be working hard for all the income from your employer, or if you're self-employed, and after receiving your monies, you would then buy the goods that you so desire, that you need and you want. Things like electronic items, food, clothing, and you don't want at the end of the day for you to be nonchalant and, you know, don't care if these items are taken from you. Because just like how you go out hard to work, sadly, but there are also persons out there who are criminals, and they also go out and scrutinize areas and see where targets are awfully soft. So you want to harden your targets. And how do you harden your targets? You ensure that you have burglar bars on your premises. Yes, the old way of getting burglar bars is very important. Get burglar bars for your premises. There are security windows now. You can install security windows where they have built-in burglar bars in them. They're a little bit more expensive, but you have to look at what your pocket can carry. In addition to the burglar bars, you want to make sure that if you're at the back of your house, lock your front door. Yes, we know that sometimes, depending on the neighborhood, depending on the environment, you would feel comfortable leaving your front door ajar and things of that nature. But I would encourage persons, if you're at the back, lock your front door. And if you're at the front, lock your back door. Because persons, sometimes they are crime of opportunity. And what does that mean, crime of opportunity? Crime of opportunity basically mean that an opportunity presents itself and the person decides to steal. For instance, you have your vehicle and you so careless, whatever the case may be, you forgot, and you leave your phone and your chair right there, or your laptop on your chair. You just make a little quick run and come back, and next when you look, somebody broke your vehicle and gone in and steal the phone or steal the laptop. They would not have necessarily broken your vehicle in that instant, but because of the carelessness or the forgetfulness or whatever the case may be, you might be in a rush and you leave that item there and somebody cross and see it, and it crime of opportunity. So you want to also minimize those crimes of opportunity. You have a card, GQ?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Good morning, you're live.
Yes, good morning. You're on the air.
All right, we seem to have lost that call. I can always call back. Once again, the number 465-2555. That's 2555. Let's see. Okay, go ahead, Superintendent.
No problem. Yes, to continue with security tips. Another thing we have to look at is that...
Let me interrupt you. We have a...
No problem.
Call.
Yes, please.
Good morning.
Good morning, GQ.
Good.
This is Sonny Boy calling from New York.
Yes, Sonny Boy.
Good morning, Inspector Francis.
Superintendent.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. How can I help you?
I live in the United States, and what the first caller said is not that true, because in America they have maximum security prison, and prisoners escape at will.
Wow.
So don't care what a human being do, they cannot cover all the bases. It's impossible. So if these things are going to happen, and there's no way man could stop everything from happening. So to the caller, it happened in the United States, the most greatest country, just about every day, prison escape. That's my comment.
All right, thanks for your call.
All right, thank you very much, Carlo.
We don't have any calls at the moment.
Okay, another thing persons need to understand is that there's something they call the latch protector plate. Latch protector plate. You can go to any hardware store and look for it. This is something that is very important. If you close your door, you would notice that if you close your door with the knob lock, there's a little groove between the door and the door frame, and depending on who install the installation work, sometimes you can see the tongue of the knob lock, tongue of the deadbolt. If you can see the tongue, that means a would-be criminal can see the tongue of the deadbolt or knob lock as well, and that means that they can manipulate it. What the latch protector plate does, the latch protector plate covers all of that. It covers the view, and it's a metal plate that prevents the individuals from manipulating that. So it is important for you to go out to your hardware store, whichever one of your preference, and see if you can purchase a latch protector plate. This is also in an effort to help you to harden your target, harden your house from being able to be broken into. Nothing is 100%, but you want to make it your house not an easy target. In saying so, just like a human being, you know, you're going on the road, whoever would be, just imagine if you're doing something, persons would want to deal with the easiest In other words, criminals would want to break the house that is easier to go in and easier to come out. If for some reason your house is difficult to go in, unless there's a specific particular reason for getting in there, but would-be criminals would endeavor their best to try not to go in that house. They would move on to an easier target. So featured programs like this is an effort to make sure that individuals know that they can go out and harden their target by purchasing a latch protector plate. Do we have any cars?
Not at the moment. And let me just let the public know, just in case they just turn on their radio. It's an open forum this morning, so we're entertaining your calls, your questions, your concerns, and the lines are open now. We just have about 50 more minutes before we wrap up the program. Over to you, Superintendent.
Yes, please. Okay, another area that the listening public would need to look at with reference to hardening their target and security tips is be your brother's keeper. Yes. When I was doing my studies, there's individualistic society and there's a collectivism society. Basically, what happens is that there are people who just like to be by themselves and mind their own business, and then there are people who just basically, I can look out for you and you look out for me. What we want is a combination of both. Yes, you want to have your own privacy and you want to look out for yourself and you want to stick to your own business, but you don't want to turn your head and say, oh, my neighbor house is on fire, I'm not going to help them to out it. So basically, if you see something, say something. We have police officers on duty 24 hours a day. We have soldiers on duty 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day. Anytime you wake up, you go to sleep and you wake up, there's a police officer working and there's a soldier on duty. They are there working for your safety, which means that you can call. You can call, you can make a report, you can say you see this, you can say you see that, you can call anonymously, and you can make suggestions and say what is happening, and persons are out there doing their routine patrol.
Talk about calls. Let's take this one.
Yes, please.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, Jacob.
Yes, Culture.
Yeah, and Inspector Francis.
So, Superintendent.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Superintendent, sorry. You hear what you just said? 24 hours at all times. So therefore, whosoever is on duty at 24 hours at all times, one has to be vigilant at all times. And if one is vigilant at all times, then they would check around and see where the loopholes are and stop them up. That's the answer to the question I asked you first time. Thank you very much.
All right, Culture.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that. To move on a bit more.
Hold on. Sorry, I didn't indicate that we have another caller, though.
Yes, please. Yes, please. We're going to take as much calls as we could today.
Good morning. You're live.
Good morning, GQ. Good morning, officer.
Morning.
I call to find
I'm not hearing
out
properly.
how long it does take a case to complete and fulfill.
Can you repeat? Can you speak up as well? Superintendent is not hearing you.
Oh, okay. How long it does take a case to go through to the court?
Oh, okay. I hear that. Okay, what happened is that the police is a part of the executive arm of law. Okay, there are three arms: judiciary, executive, and legislative. So the police execute the laws. So after the police have, for instance, locked up someone, the police then pass on that case file, the case itself, to the judiciary arm, which is the courthouse. Now, on average, a summary matter, which is like a small matter, like a simple larceny, simple wounding, something small we would try in the magistrate court, on average, it takes about 6 months to reach before a magistrate to start to get an adjournment date. With the fact that COVID stepped in, there has been a lot of backlog because the courts and the judicial system was on pause, and then they had to go to Zoom, and they was in and out, and we all know how these 2 years of COVID had us. Okay, it affected the judicial system as well. So you find a lot of cases that was on backlog, they are now coming up. So it takes approximately 6 months to reach before the court for a date to start to be solved, to start to be put forward. Now it's 3 to 6 months. This is an average I'm giving you, because we the police, we the law enforcement arm, do not control the court list. The court in and of itself control their own list. So I'm giving you an average. Now for the high court now, which you have serious cases like murders, manslaughter, housebreaking, robbery, those kind of cases, they have to go to the magistrate court, which same thing, 3 to 6 months, sometimes 8 months, it depends. And after going through the magistrate court, then they reach to the high court, and the high court itself have to set a date as well. So we're talking about if an incident happened, which is a serious case, it takes approximately from the date of the incident or the date the case file is submitted to the court, it takes approximately a year before it reaches to the high court. And to the magistrate court, it takes approximately 3 to 6 months. But that is given the fact that you have to cater for backlogs, you have to cater for other cases, you have to cater for different things that happen in society that would affect the listing of the court. But I would like to say the police have no control over the listings of the court. That's
the same lady is still on the line.
Oh, you're still on the line?
Yeah, because
okay, go ahead.
I had a case over 4.5 years now. Somebody break in my place, mash up my windows. Them, I went to a database station, and up to now, an inspector had come to me to and nothing gone to us yet.
Okay, if you're there still?
Yes, I'm here.
You want to stay online or you want to listen offline?
I want to listen.
Ask your questions so I can answer you, so you can get more callers coming.
Okay.
You have more questions to ask?
No.
Okay, I'll answer you offline.
Thanks.
Yes, what happened is that if for some reason, just like how the lady said, she have a case and nothing have happened, what I would want persons to do is don't just sit back and just wait. You know what I mean? Communication is of two folds. So for instance, something happened to you and you realize nothing is happening, you can reach out to the Commissioner of Police office. You can go and make an appointment. You can go and speak to the inspector in your area, go to the nearest police station and ask for the officer who is in charge, and you lobby your case and say, I had a case, XYZ happened, this person got arrested and I need to know what the position is. Each division in town, they have a divisional A commander, which is a superintendent, right? In the countryside, take for instance in town we have Superintendent Henry, which is divisional A commander, that he controls things that happen in division A, which is in Basti area predominantly, and he spreads over to Kayan and things of that nature. He has a boundary. In division B now, we have a divisional B commander, which is Superintendent David, and he controls mostly the outstations in the countryside and things of that nature. In Nevis, we have a divisional C commander, which is Superintendent Sutton. So I've said these things to say that you need to reach out if you find that things are staying a little too long and you want you have some question that you need 1 or 2 answers. You reach out to you go to the nearest police station, you ask for the superintendent or the inspector in charge, because they have sub-commanders, which are inspectors, and then we have sergeants and corporals. I'm saying all this to show that there are persons in charge who can lobby your case and find out what the position is with your case. So if it has been a year, I would encourage you to go to the nearest police station, ask for the sergeant in charge, explain your case. If you're not satisfied, you ask for the inspector in charge, and if you're still not satisfied, you ask for the superintendent in charge, and see how that goes, right? And you must get some form of answer, some form of recourse based on what you explained to me today.
All right, we have just about 10 more minutes left before we wrap up the program. Over to you, Superintendent.
Yes, please. No more cards?
Not at the moment.
Okay, good. So, in keeping with our objective here today, the High Command want to solicit assistance and comments from the general public, and also I'm talking about security tips. What I would like to encourage persons to is manicure their lawns about 3 to 6 feet, not 3, about 6 feet away from your bound. It is important that you don't want to be in your house and grass is running right next to your fence line. You want to be able to have a walking boundary around, and so if you have proper lighting, you can then see if somebody is lurking underneath your bound, underneath your fence line, to see if something, to look in or monitoring you. So it is important for landladies to make sure that the property have a bound, manicure the border of your bound. You personally, what I want you to do is ensure it's an investment, is in your security, because you got to take your own personal security serious. You know what I mean? We don't want to sit down and just wait on the police, soldiers, other law enforcement agency, but we want to assist ourselves. You take your own personal security serious. So you pay your extra money for the guy, the man or woman who does your lawn work, your landscaping work, and you ask him to do the boundaries for you at least 6 feet out. Okay? What I would also encourage persons to do for those animal lovers, some of us, like myself, love animals. Okay? So a dog is important. Okay, the dog could be important for different reasons. You have a little one or two scraps around the house. You can from the kitchen, you can feed the dog the little scraps, right? But additionally, a dog is important to create an alarm. One, I've never found a human being who is not afraid of dogs. You understand? There must be a dog you're afraid of. So we have a natural instinct to be kind of like afraid of dogs. So depending on the type of dog and depending on if the dog has a, would bite or whatever. I'm not asking persons to get a vicious dog, but persons should at least get a dog who are dog lovers, who you have the care that you can care for animals. You have a dog, so the dog could create an alarm. The dog could bark and create an alarm. So you can at least peep out and see if something strange is happening in your area. We have a call?
Yes, we do.
Yes, please.
Good morning, you're live.
Good morning. I'm calling to ask a question.
Can you speak up, please?
I'm not hearing.
I'm calling to ask a question.
Yes, sir.
Do the report books, the leaf, them have numbers?
I didn't hear that. Say that again?
Do the report book, when you go to make a report, do they have numbers and the leaf?
Okay, I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess you there still? You want me to answer now? Okay. What happened is that when a report is made to the police, it is input in the system. We have something they call a crime management system now. It's a digitally based system. For instance, somebody steal my hat, okay, and I make a report to the police. It will go in. They would ask relevant questions from myself, and I would give them the information, my phone number, my address, and what the circumstances are under which my hat got stolen. And that is given a number. You call it a crime report number. So every report, yes, every report has a number, has a crime report number.
Yes,
Are you there still?
yes, I'm listening.
Yes, go ahead and ask a question, please. No, talk a little louder. I'm not hearing you.
A guy nearly killed Anita Mine
Yes.
and say he must kill her. Go to the station, he repeat the word again. When you go to the station, they say they ain't seen nothing of a report made before. So that's why I ask if the report book them have numbers.
Okay, what I would say with reference to that particular comment you made, what I would want persons to do is not, I understand this is an outlet where individuals would call and explain situations like that. As I said earlier with reference to the lady who called and spoke about the house breaking, if for some reason something happened, go back to the police station. If you did say you're going, you went back and they say there's no report, speak to the person in charge. Everybody is accountable to somebody. Just like in a private entity, so too in the police force and soldiers and other law enforcement agency. We are all accountable to somebody. Everybody have a boss. Don't care, I have a boss. And my boss have a boss. You understand? And my officers, I'm their boss. So it's the same thing when you go into a private entity. You go to a front desk and they have a boss. And that person have a boss. And some of the board of directors are people boss. So you have to bear in mind that if you went in and you're not satisfied, you ask the person in charge so they can give you some form of recourse and some form of explanation. Every report has a crime number. Any more questions? Any more calls?
So, sometimes you make a report and they ain't write nothing.
Yeah, could you please ask a question? I don't want a person to stay online. Ask a question so I can answer, because we have a few calls coming in. Could you ask the question again? Go ahead.
I say,
I'm not hearing you.
When you think they're writing, they ain't writing. If they know the person what you're speaking about, they do not do nothing. They just keep everything under the counter. So you will be waiting for the police to talk to the person, and they ain't doing nothing, because if they do something, the person won't be threatening you all the time.
Okay, I'm not hearing you clearly, but I think you said something about the police. You think the police writing and they're not writing. But what I would say with that is that the police officers are being paid to provide a service to the general public, and they provide a service to the general public. If for some reason that is what you're feeling, ask the supervisor and speak to the supervisor. I cannot sit here and say that happened, because I cannot see a reason why an officer is there and you take the information and they pretend to be writing and they're not writing. What I'm trying to say, if you feel that way, you must ask for the supervisor. Thanks for the call.
The other calls dropped. Okay, there seems like to be one returning. We're going to make this our final call for the morning. You're live. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I just was listening to a comment and a discussion just now about a person making a report, and the insinuation is that while making that report, the officer who is taking the report is not actually writing. One of the ways that we could deal with that is by utilizing technology, so that in the police force, you institute a system whereby every report has to be digitally documented. But at the time of documentation, the person who is making the entry would provide the person who is making the complaint with a tracking number, so that the person who is making the complaint can actually go online and ensure that that report was actually documented digitally, and even a possibility of tracking the progress of whatever that report was meant to initiate. So I'm just talking futuristically, but not even so much futuristically, because these things are already in place in a number of other activities that people do online. So there's no harm in that coming to the police force as well, to have a system whereby persons could track their complaint. Thank you.
Okay, I want to thank the caller. That was the last call. Okay, I want to thank the caller for that suggestion. And I do agree with you. And that is futuristic indeed, with reference to the Federation of St. Christopher and Nevis. What I would add and say is that we've come a long way from when we used to just only write in diaries, and that's all we used to do. So we have a pile of diaries over the 10-year period. What I would say at this juncture, we have a crime management system where all reports logged to the police are given a particular number. There is a study going forward where it is being rolled out, it has not rolled out as yet, that the numbers that the crime report has been attached to, it would be printed out and given to the person that is making the report. So if the person so happen to come back tomorrow, next week, next year, they would say, this was my crime report number. Can you plug it in the system to see what the update was? So although the caller said the person can track it online, what I would say, the number would be given to you. That is, should be rolled out soon, maybe this year or next year. The crime number would be given to you, so you can know what number is attached to your particular crime. So when you come back, you can see what the update is, and that number follows that particular crime as it progresses and as the officer conduct investigation into that particular report. So I thank that last caller for that comment, and I do agree that is important, because we have to put checks and balances in place so the service that we provide is well received by the general public. Okay, my closing comment would be, thank you very much for listening to me today. We sort of had a little twist on the program today where we open our lines for the general public and solicit the assistance and the advice from the general public. So I want to thank the callers that called in and gave their various comments and their various suggestions. I want to also make a comment with reference to the callers that having challenges with what they mentioned on this program, to visit your nearest police station, the police station that you made the report to. And what I would want you to do is actually supervisor. We have corporals on duty, we have sergeants on duty, we have inspectors, and we have superintendents with our divisional commanders. And I would want you to ask them a question, and they are duty bound to provide some form of answer to you, or tell you, okay, let me look into your matter and I will call you back at a particular time or date. Okay, I want persons to go out and harden your target. Take your own personal security serious and harden your target. Do not make yourself a vulnerable target for would-be criminals. In reference to your vehicles, please lock all your vehicles when you're leaving. Please do not leave your bags, your wallet, your purse, your phone, your laptop. Those things that can be easily stolen, or that would be, persons would look and say, wow, I want to take that, and then break your vehicle to take it. Please back check yourself when you're leaving, and I want you to be safe and have a safe weekend. See you when I see you.
Why all the segregation? unite as one. Let us unite as one.
At Nature's Discount, the herbal store on 4th Street, we provide herbal supplements for all your needs. Blood sugar, blood pressure, prostate, liver, heart, kidney, and more. Oils, pure herbal teas, wholesome vitamins, healthy foods, alkaline water, bodybuilding supplements, weight loss and sexual health supplements, even hair and body care products. We support the natural health of the whole family. Get healthy naturally. Call us at 662-5447. Like us on